All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Real Stocks. What? No way. Wait for some people to show up, and then I'll be on with the regularly scheduled program here. All right. All right, so keep in mind this is a little early in the morning for me, so I'm trying to get post some links out there. We don't do a whole lot of beforehand. What we got here? What's up, Christina? We'll pull chat over here real quick. There we go. All right. A few people in here now. Let's get the party started. It's always a party here at Real Stocks. So the stock market is a wide and vast ecosystem for those of you coming from the cryptocurrency world. Much broader, where crypto is probably like the Great Lakes. Stocks are like trying to trade in the ocean. A little bit of a different scenario, although the boat kind of still floats the same. You're still looking for your support and resistance levels, trying to see if things are breaking up, breaking down, but you have the addition of all these fundamental principles, as well as the manipulations that happen before and after markets, and so there's lots of stuff going on. All right, I was playing with these scans last night, and these just go over. This only happens when there's live trading, so it's not really scanning anything right now. I don't have anything too much in the scan. Just a 2% price change. Volume is over 250,000, which isn't going to work earlier in the day, unfortunately. Market cap is 200 million. Return on equity is 20%. Just to get something that's decently fundamentally sound. Show 200. Sort by price change. And descending. Okay, so all that stuff's there. And yesterday, going through a bunch of charts with Eli, we came across a few gems. So we went through basically all of these on this list. I don't know. I don't have an exact count for you, but I'm guessing it's 130, 150. We came up with that, and I even added to this 2 or 3 on my own that weren't on my watch list. So there's only a few on this watch list that I'm currently kind of watching for potential breakouts. Notice I don't think any of them are on this screen right now. Just kind of poking around. QQQ. The Nasdaq's looking really good. I just gotta say, overall the markets are looking pretty healthy. Now we have those tariffs coming out with Donald Trump, 200 billion in tariffs. Don't know how that's going to affect the market. Let's check the ES. It looks like it's up 0.25%. That's pretty good pretty good. That's usually a full day in the stock market, so already up 0.25% on the S&P 500. See if that continues throughout the day. but into recent highs, knocking on the door here of all-time highs. So this would be very, very healthy if we can get the S&P 500 on board with all-time highs. You have the Nasdaq well into all-time highs, up already 4% in all-time highs. You've got the Russell also well into all-time highs, up here about 5%, 4.5% into all-time highs. So that's healthy as well. Yes, we're below these highs, but you know, I'm really kind of counting this since this is the S&P's resistance point. That's kind of my I don't know, my starting line, if you will. So the market's looking pretty healthy here overall. You know, from kind of a macro sense, if you're wondering if you should take trades, you should not take trades. I think this is an environment where you can take some trades. So, good morning, Paul. So those of you just joining, got a couple on my watch list. Went through a watch list that I have last night with Buddy Eli, and we've got looks like about eight or nine stocks here that look pretty good for me. So let's kind of go through those. These are ones that haven't necessarily broken out or are within a buy range. And there's a buy range within the stock market. So there's FFIV. We've got a very nice flat base consolidation at the top here. And we have earnings that came out a little bit ago. So we're past the earnings event, which is always something difficult to hold through. A nice support level here at just under 170. And so FFIV is ready to go. This is one that really liking. Generac. If I can type this morning. Generac is still within a buy zone out of what looks like a double bottom base right here. You've got the high, the low, the high, the lower low, and then a reversal. This is your buy point right here, and we're just above 4% over the buy point, so technically it's still buyable. All right, so this one you can potentially buy at any time over the morning. Liking Fizz is kind of a turnaround play. I already have a position in Fizz, and Fizz here also a semblance of a double bottom. There's your buy point. It failed once, but you're forming a handle here. Kind of a weird symmetrical triangle that is poking out of, so that's good. So a couple of good things are happening in Fizz. And we have PKG, which is a packaging company. That's what PKG stands for. Packaging Corporation of America. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Packaging Corporation of America. And you can see the nice wide breadth over here. The bad part about this is that it's basically it's a really late stage base, but you're way down here towards the bottom of the base. You're pretty much right here, so you're very close to all of this support. About 2.4% to this most recent support, and that's pretty good for taking a trade. That's pretty good. Not muted, Carlos. All right, so FIVN is one I found last night. This thing is up pretty extravagant. What's up, Eli? Going through the list, and I found a couple of more that I think are good. I made them their own watch list to kind of keep things really interesting over here. Added FIVN to the watch list. You can see here pretty good volume up here. Good volume there. Good volume on this most recent rise. They had earnings last night, I believe, and they had a good reaction to earnings. And so I also put here on the list. What's up, Sratra? I put here on the list as well. They had earnings yesterday. TWLO I also added to the list. Nice little flat base here. Look at this beautiful candle right here. Great volume, hitting up there towards the highs. Yeah, that's okay if it's not a positive move today. Just kind of, these are things that are basing, potentially looking to break out. You can't, not everything's breaking out. I found Shutterstock last night while poking around, and while it's, so right here we have kind of a consolidation that barely broke out. So that can be pretty healthy. I do like, and the volume increase looks pretty good. Let's look at this throughout the year here. So right there, breaking out into recent highs. This goes back to March. All right, so this is Bitcoin 6,000 low. And but yeah, so I do like this. What I'm really interested in here is this very long base coming out of Shutterstock. You can see the ultimate low here was at 25. We have a higher low, kind of like a inverted head and shoulders here. But I do like the fact that this trend line has been broken. The volume's very nice here on this low. I find that interesting. So pretty good action right there in SSTK. And BE is Bloom Energy. If you guys don't know what Bloom Energy is, this shit is awesome. I love Bloom Energy. I've known about them for like 10 years. And unfortunately, they've never been available to houses. They've never been available. And they've never been IPO'd until just a few days ago. So right there, the 20 looks like this is the weekly. So let's go to the daily. So Bloom Energy IPO'd over here on 725, and earnings coming up recently, so it's selling off a little bit. But what Bloom Energy does, they print these little 4x4 plates, and if you run natural gas or a number of solutions through these plates, they produce electricity. It's freaking awesome, and it's pretty affordable from my understanding. Google, they started doing like enterprise applications. And then eventually they're going to do houses, but they really haven't gotten there. But like I said, I've known about them forever. I'm just pissed that they don't. So think about it. You could have like a little power transformer sitting on the side of your house if you have a natural gas feed, and it can store electricity for you. I mean, come on. It's this engineer, not old. He's not even old. He's probably like 45, 50 by now. But yeah, let's go to the management team. Here's the guy. Doing really good stuff. Got tons of money, and just now he's IPOing. I'm not sure what his. I was trying to see how long they have been in business for, but they've been in business for a while. 2016 is what they have here. They've been in business longer than that. But Bloom Energy is really cool. I don't know much about them fundamentally. But, very cool product. Very, very cool product. So I love Bloom Energy, so it's on my list. What I don't think it's on my other watch list, so I need to add it to my other watch list. Breakouts, favorites, there we go. I'm going to remove most of those watch lists. Okay, there's Bloom Energy. Sweet, love Bloom Energy. Love it, love it, love it. Hopefully the stock does something now. All right, so we got the NQ, the ES, Great British Pound, US Dollar. Why do I have them up here? That's odd. All right, so go along the Great British Pound. There you go. Euro USD, the best performing of them all. All right, so there's Euro. Buy the Euro. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so let's see what's moving pre-market. Let's do pre-market movers with Thinkorswim. I actually don't know how to find pre-market movers with Thinkorswim. And scanning for gaps in the pre-market with Thinkorswim. And of course they're all videos. I guess I can go ahead and play it for a minute. I just want to get the gist of it. Then I can do a scan. Twilio's up 20% this morning. Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? Looks like he has some custom screens here. Okay, and he's got the last is over $4. So let's go ahead and add a scan here. I do like his minimum of $4. That's pretty nice. Volume greater than 1,000 to weed out a bunch of the weird stuff. I'll do volume minimum of 20,000. And he's got a bunch of custom ones in here. I can't do custom right now. Add study filter. Or can I do custom? Stock options study. Interesting. Okay, maybe we'll do some manual scans. I'll try to find this somewhere else. But doing some market scans, trying to find some gappers this morning. Looking for ones with great chart patterns, looking for ones that are fundamentally sound and therefore the most likely to move. That's kind of what we're looking for here. Pre-market movers and Thinkorswim. Okay, so here we go. So let's do this. No, it's not a day trading setup, Eli. I'm trying to find ones that are moving before the market opens. That way I can look at them. Okay, so if something's gapping up like 4%, I want to know about it. I want to know about it. It's not like day trading, Eli, not at all. I mean, it could be used as a day trading strategy, but that's not what I'm using it for. See, the whole key here is to try to find things that are moving, right? And I don't know if they're moving until the market opens. I'm not going to get my watch list populated. So if I can find something that's gapping up 4%, and Eli, we went through a whole thing last night. We're only going to look at high quality patterns, on longer term things, and so it's really what we're looking for. Okay, so if the price change close is greater than 5%, set the time frame. How can I set a time frame? Yeah, well, I want to see what the movers are pre-market. So I want to scan, 5,000 stocks here and look at the one and find the two that are good versus, look at the open and then react to what's happening. I want to try to find it before, it's not always going to give you good results, but sometimes it is. We're going to see Twilio up 20%, which we're probably not going to be able to buy that because it's up way too much. Okay, so looking for a study. See, I can't add a study filter here. I'm going to have to log out. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can log back in. This is a simulated trading. Let me log back into live trading and see if it'll let me do it for live trading. You guys like this backdrop? This is a real picture. The Cassini probe, as it was leaving Saturn, got the sun behind Saturn, and this is a stitched up image of I don't know, 40 images or something like that. I just thought it was just so gorgeous. Couldn't pass it up. And it's probably one of the coolest pictures I think I've ever seen, to be honest with you. I mean, it's so real. It's such a rare shot. When do you ever get to see like the backside of a gas planet? It's so awesome. Okay, so it looks like I'm logged in over here with my whopping buying power of $23. I've had that $23 in there for like 10 years. Probably longer than that. That's funny. Okay, so let's go to scan. Now I can add a study filter. There we go. Okay, so we can do price change. Oh, there's a gap up. After hours percent change. The close has moved. That's kind of weird. Greater than. Let's do like 3% and see what that gives us. Probably going to give us a myriad of garbage. Okay, so let's do some share, sizzle, volume, yield, percent. Okay, let's stick with percent change. 3%. I'm not sure how that volume is going to affect us. Percent change. I want market cap is what I want. So let's add a stock filter. Let's look for market cap. We're looking for, and this is in millions. Let's look for at least 800 million. That still gives you plenty of low caps. Show 50. Show 500. I don't want 50. 3% in after hours trading. Showing 48 of 48, so that's not too bad. And Let's customize these. Description, don't care. Last, net change, volume, bid, ask, high, low, EPS. We'll keep market cap. That's fine. Let's do percent change, which we already have in there. And that's really all I care about. Yeah, unfortunately, it's super wide. Okay. Oh, something else I need to add to it is I need to do the custom quotes portfolio. There's these cool little things you could put in here about what chart they go to. There we go. Send to, that's what it's called. All right, so we'll add that. I don't know what else we need really. That'll be okay for right now. All right, so let's open the charts. Let's go to a 4x grid. And we'll detach this. And I'll swap these screens so you guys can see the charts. If you see anything interesting, let me know. And screw it, I'll just maximize the self right now. Okay, so we got that thing. My style still in here? Man. I haven't really played around my live trading platform in a long time. I'm going to sort by market cap, so we get the biggest market caps first. CHL. BHP Billiton, that looks pretty good. So I need to see the current price. I'm missing something here. Yeah, I do like to see the current price. Where's last? Let's add last in there. There we go. Okay, BBL, whatever that is, and then AAIGF, whatever that is. No. Oh, that's interesting. LN, sponsored ADR, have a little cup with handle right here. And they're at 43.71, which is right where they're showing. And that one's interesting. Zebra Technologies got a little trend line right there. And they're at 142.15. Okay, so they're showing the aftermarket, it looks like. No, they're 151. Is that the current tick? Yeah, 151. So that's not correct. It's still not showing me aftermarket pricing. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. 151. So they're up here right now. They're gapping up here. So this is why I'm doing this, to try to find ones that are potentially, looking really good before the market moves is really what I'm looking for here. What's up, Brandon? So, yeah, cool stuff there. That's a good little screen. I'll have to modify this a little bit after the market today. Where's my 3? Oh, that's the ICO. Okay. This is all there is on this particular one. Sage, this is aftermarket percentage change. Whoops. The hell's abandoned baby? I'm confused. All right, so about 5 minutes left. This should stay in here for me. So I'm going to go back to my simulated trading where all my stuff is. I don't actually live trade with Thinkorswim. My money's in another account. I just like the platform. And luckily, they let me use it. Oh, just signed back into live money like a dumbass. Okay. I'm going to let you stare at my beautiful background for a minute after I log into this one. I got to go fill up my water cup. I didn't fill it up before the stream started here. All right, I'll be back in a minute. And it looks like we loaded just fine here. Okay, cool. Okay, so I got the watch list here. Let's go back to one thing I'm going to do here is I can detach this watch list right there, and then I can change it to so I can watch both at the same time. I think I can. I can add another widget. So let's how do I do that? Let's try to add a widget here. Oh, that's new. I've never clicked that button before in my life. It's an easy way to go through the watch list. So look at that, NQ up 0.3% to start out with, ES up 0.25%. Those are increasing right here just before the market opened, so that's good. I do enjoy that. Very nice. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we can let's add another watch list. IBD 50 total. Yeah, I need to go through my watch list here. So these are, those are my favorites. It's not right. Current watch list. There we go. So there's the current watch list, the ones that we were looking at last night. To be honest with everyone, I really only look at I try to watch the movers, and then we need to keep an eye on the ones I'm interested in. So we'll do it like this, and we can scroll here all the way up and down. That seems very small for my watch list. What's up, Gomery? We're going to Jupiter? Not quite yet. My rocket's broken. It's in the shop with Eli's crystal ball. So that's that. Yeah, why do I have a feeling that this is not everything? Emmys, Phonar, Yelp, Chesapeake Energy. Market's going to open here in about a minute, so we'll watch the open. Something I do want to do as an exercise is, what's that one that's up a bunch, Eli? We got TWLO. I need to see. Yeah, it was a 71 last time I checked. Okay, I want to see how these option prices behave. So I'm going to kind of record this while I play with my watch list here, guys. I want to see how these options open up and behave, and I can go back and I want to see how volatile they are at the open. So I'm actually recording this as well as live streaming this, which is why, and I can do that, so I have no idea why my computer is sluggish on TradingView. Although I'm pretty sure it's TradingView and it's not me. All right, so there's the ones I like. Bid, ask, last. Oh, darn it. My columns are all wrong. I got percent change. And then I've got these other ones here. What's going on with Twilio? Why don't I see any options quotes flying off the chain there? They should be flying. Come on, you garbage. All right, there we go. So Twilio up 18%. We knew that was happening. FIVN, that was the one of the ones I was interested in. Oh, gapping up much higher. All right, gapping up much higher there. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Got off of my regularly scheduled recording, but I'm not getting any options action here. Why am I not getting any quotes? Did they halt this or something? None of these are moving. And of course it's going to screw with everything. Yeah, there's no way I've got Well, this sucks. This whole exercise today is not working out very well. I can only do this once a day. Oh, here's up 13%. So that's good. Okay, now I'm having watch list problems. Great. Every time I have watch list problems, it takes me like 3 hours to sort it out. IBD 50 total. There it is. Okay. Etsy 17, FIVN, Twilio here, FSS. FSS, that was one we've been watching that. So there's a lot of them gapping up pretty good. So there's Etsy. There's the option quotes moving. I don't know why Twilio is not moving. That completely screwed up my whole thing I was trying to do on the open. Okay, so let's watch these options trades go in Etsy, which is doing pretty good. And we've got move these by percentage gain as well. So FIVN doing really good, 17%. BE, Bloom Energy up 1%. Love that Bloom Energy. Fizz doing okay. Shutterstock not doing much here today. But man, there's plenty of stocks doing good things here. Well, Christian, to answer your question about what stocks do we decide to watch, so many stocks in the world, it's not a quick process. I will say it's definitely not a quick process. Eli and I spent 2 hours last night going over pretty much every stock in my watch list to find this list, and I added 2 or 3 to this list last night. I added SSTK, FFIV, and TWLO. I think I had, or did we find TWLO? Anyway, so it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, but I don't know. It's kind of the thrill of the hunt, good analysis, stuff like that. I like doing all that. So we got Etsy up 17, FIVN up 16, Twilio up 16, Hertz Rent-A-Car. Looks like I should have kept my Hertz position. Nope, I still be down. FSS, this is one we were looking at yesterday, and a huge gap up here. Yeah, up 10%. Not sure if I can buy it up 10%. We've got here. This isn't here anymore. That's here. Oh, here already came all the way back down from 34, so there's definitely some distribution here. Let's see if it can maintain this level. Something with the auto renters. Finco was one I found last night too. Already broke out, so it was already past the buy point, but I wanted to keep an eye on it. Momo, five below, looking pretty good. Momo again, Noah, MTZ. So those are kind of the top ones. Man, here already came down. Okay, so here's already dropping like a stone. So Stratware, it still comes down to chart. I start with the chart pattern, and then I dig into the fundamentals. And I use Subscribe to Investors Business Daily to make it easy to go through the fundamentals of the company. And I really look for high quality setups, high quality stocks is what I go for. It's a much longer conversation than what we can have here during this live stream, but I was planning on doing an introduction to stocks webinar where I will go much more in depth into that stuff. So Hua up a little bit. Stitch Fix popping over the trend line there. That is healthy action. This is almost in a buyable range. Stitch Fix is. It's a recent ICO, so that's actually all the history. There's nothing more than that. And this is actually a really nice base. So let's go to the weekly on Stitch Fix. If you guys see something popping, let me know. Or, I don't have everything on my watch list, obviously. There's a ton of different stocks out there. So FIVN up, actually, let's stick with these right now. FIVN just rocketing higher. So yes, Ratro, I pretty much look for stocks that are making moves, and then I let, because there are so many stocks, and then I let them get me in, based on that. Then I look for fundamental characteristics. Etsy's selling off up here. I've got an Etsy position. Let me see if I'm going to get out of it. For August 45 is $4. Okay, so that's like a. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Yeah, it's coming down pretty hard. Twilio, Hertz, FS, Manitowoc. We're looking at Manitowoc too a little bit. Not that hard, but better than most. Okay, so Etsy 145, 390 up, doubling from yesterday, so that's good. That's a pretty good profit right there. So go ahead and take Etsy off the table here. It probably won't let me market close it. Was placed. Your order was placed. Good, now have it execute. Let's go when your balance goes up. Alright, good. So Etsy's gone. Okay, so that was nice. I don't use any indicators, Christian. None. I use price and volume. I use anything. Nothing else. Zero. Zero. Is Twilio reversing higher? Oh, that's beautiful right there. That's beautiful. I'm not sure. Oh, see, now I get options quotes. You mother. Now, see, now it's freaking moving. It wasn't moving before, was it? No. I pretty much long only, Christian, in the stock market. I trade. I primarily trade options. Don't follow my lead, guys. It's like I'm telling you, options are insane risk. It's just a risk engine. If you like gambling, trade options. If you want to invest, trade stocks. So, you have to understand the stock market before you can even think about trading options. So I wouldn't really even quite go there. But yeah, I pretty much I trade my Roth IRA, and I can't short in my Roth IRA, which I think is a good thing for me. So, what's up, Daniel? Making it to live is always good. FSS, Manitowoc. Thanks, Daniel. Car, how's here doing? Still infilling. If it stops, it doesn't go any lower than this today, I'll be happy. I do have a position in here. Let's see how that's doing. That till January 25. Okay, so that's good. Up a little more. Yeah, right, January 25. So that's about 9.6. And I got in at 7.16. So that's pretty good. About a 33% increase. This thing just like this thing to keep going up. Keep going up here. Finco is one I found this last night. I really like this stock. The one thing about stocks, man, is like it's very difficult to there's so many stocks that look like garbage that when you really find a good one, usually most of the move is past. I really like that. That's pretty interesting. Stitch Fix. How's Stitch Fix doing? Oh, looks like it's barely poking up. All right, I'm gonna research a trade on Stitch Fix here. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done a lot of fundamental research on it. Let me check out some. Let me do some fundamentals on it. All right, let's go to IBD. But a beautiful cup with handle that it pulled back, and so you're back to the breakout point. So definitely could still be could definitely be buyable here. It looks like 97 RS rating, 95 relative strength, 200% last change earnings, 500% current quarter estimate, 200% earnings surprise. 3 years EPS growth rate is not good. 59% 3-year sales growth rate, 29% sales growth rate last quarter. So that's doing okay. And then 97 relative strength. Very nice. I like this thing. Okay, so this could be kind of a pullback buy, but we're definitely... I want to see volume here. What's volume doing? We're at 161. Yesterday we were at 1 million. So this is definitely not a breakout play. This is more of a pullback to the 50-day type of a play. Probably should have bought it within the base. Or within this this little lower base. Typically not my style though, which is why it's difficult for me to do. All right, I'm not gonna be able to get my quotes for a little bit here, so let's go check out on those top ones again. We got U still up 20%, Twilio 19%, Hertz up 14%. Hertz continuing its little run here. Etsy looks like it's moving lower. FSS showing a little bit of support here on this big gap. Manitowoc. Let's kind of breeze through here and see what's what. Always good to keep an eye on your position. So nothing wrong with here, and I have this until January, so that's good. Looks like I paid up the yin yang for it though. Momo, interesting pullback here on Momo. There is a trend line right there that I should keep here. That was a potential cup with handle buy point that already worked. XON, Mylan. Haven't seen Mylan for a while. Now, Casa poking up is always interesting. Chesapeake Energy yesterday had a good day. Today following through so far, which is nice. Let's see what these indexes are doing. Flat. Down a little bit. That's okay. EC, what are you doing? You got earnings coming up here in about a week. Biomarin stock, buy, hold, or sell. I'm not familiar with that one. I think this is a hold right here. You're sitting right here above, barely above these most recent highs. It looks like it's trying to move out right here. If it gets anything lower, I'm not sure if or where your entry is. But I mean, right here, I like it. It's not my best pattern, not my favorite overall setup, but it is trying to move higher. It is in a range here. There's a trend line right here. You could use this as a potential exit point right there. But if it can maintain over $100, that's going to be good. 100 or let's give it to this low at about 96. That's still going to be a little low, about 7%. That's looks like you probably have it from lower if you're saying hold or sell. So right now I would hold, is kind of trying to come out of this base, but if it fails that 105 level, you're probably going to have to ditch it. Okay, so let's go back to Stitch Fix. Options should have reloaded by now. So SFIX. And let's see where this could potentially go. So if you guys are watching me, this is kind of how I run the option strategies. I try to figure out where I think it's going to go, and if there's an option to support that, then maybe I'll take it. But like I said, this is gambling if you don't know what you're doing, and Sometimes even if you do know what you're doing. And I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay, so we got... Here's the breakout point. Generally, 20% is a pretty safe bet for a potential... So we got about 36 bucks. And I'm looking on my other screen here, so you're going to have to bear with me. And yeah, the options just don't really bode well for holding Stitch Fix to 36. Not at all. So this thing gets going here. Now, this is something I'm probably not going to... A trade I'm not going to take, but... March 2019. Buy one option in each. And we did talk about that a little bit yesterday, didn't we? Let me get through analyzing this, Eli, and then we'll get to that. Yeah, Generac looking pretty good, up 0.58%. So where's a potential target? We got 45. 45's not bad. It's about there's some good increases there at 45. If it can get to 45, which I think it can. It's got quite a bit of depth there. That takes it to 42.5. Yeah, it's doing okay. Yeah, Stitch Fix, nothing really great for the options market. All right, so Eli, let's go check out those. We got FFIV. So really liked FFIV. All right, so let's go check out our options here in FFIV. Do I have this on the... Did we put this on the watch list, Eli? Yes, I do have one on the watch list. Okay. Where's it at? So, okay, so that one. And then it's... Okay. All right, so going to make some trades. Going to do it off my screen here, though, guys. We identified that I tend to not make trades during my live streams because I'm too busy doing live streams. And then I end up missing out on all my opportunities. It's happened the past several days. I do like FFIV. So we're going to do a call. I'm going to do this one. I don't want to mention my trades so you guys telegraph them. Yeah, there we go. All right, FFIV is placed. You mentioned Fizz. I've already got Fizz, which is why it's going down. Oh, here. What's here doing? Oh, man. Holy bejesus, big outside day. Not bueno in here. Yeah, I didn't do that one. I don't like that reaction on here, even though, I mean, earnings was really good. Okay, so what are some other ones there? We got FIZZ, which I already have. TTMI. TTMI? Where's TTMI? I don't have that on my list here. Okay, TTMI is in the options watch list. That's that one, December 20. $21.35 is my break even on a shot up to 24. Of course, there's a big button that says place another trade. It's always that way. Yeah, the first part of the trading day, generally the first half hour is never something of a lot of consequence. So, like if you have a natural reaction to the upside, I think that's very important. But I think if it's just like if it's a nothing stock that gaps down for no apparent reason, probably a game that they're playing. So TTMI looking pretty good here. We got PKG. Yeah, we talked about PKG yesterday. Pulling down here a little bit. We'll let it pull in. It was TMUS. TMUS, yeah. That was the one that we missed. Absolutely. Yeah, maybe there's a little pullback in TMUS. We'll check that out here. I'm still looking at this TTMI trade, seeing if I want to take it or let it wait or what. But volume here is pretty good. Some distribution there. I've got an alert set up here for TTMI at 1970. All right, I'll do a small, very small position. It was TMUS, the one I was kicking myself over yesterday. We telegraphed the thing most of the move during the day, and didn't buy it once. Could have been up basically about 50, 60, 70% in one day. So TMUS behaving pretty nicely. So FIVN just happy sitting at highs. That's awesome. Twilio pulling back a little bit here. So Twilio gapped into all-time highs. I do believe that's all-time highs in Twilio. Yep, right there. So that could be the... So sometimes these moves get really crazy. And so let's look at... I'll look at some fundamental stuff in Twilio. So see fundamentally they're okay. They're 73 composite rating, which isn't great. Their industry group rank is 5, which is good. Earnings are up 160%, which is great. Estimate percentage change current quarter is 100%, 48% sales change growth, 57% 3 years sales change growth. And everything else looks really good too on Twilio. Revenue blows past estimate, guidance hiked. So okay, I actually want to look at the market cap. 6 billion. 6 billion market cap. The option's going to be crazily priced up here, so probably going to have to wait for this for a pullback to try to get in. All right, so Etsy pulled back. Looks like that was a pretty good sell so far. We got FSS. Big gap up there. Stitch Fix. Yeah, it wasn't really great. Funko. How you doing, Funko? Look at this thing, man. To the moon, Alice. To the moon. Someone yesterday mentioned UOUO. it looked really good here, so I added it to the watch list just to keep an eye on it. We got Illumina, which is rocketing into new highs. EPAM HCC. What was that? Boise Cascade Company. Whatever that is. What is that? What is Boise Cascade Company? Let's take a look at that. Okay. 88 composite rating. 393% average 3 quarters growth rate. 86% last. So earnings are decelerating a little bit. Last quarter earnings surprise was 125%, so maybe not so much after all. Sales only up 24%. 1.7 billion market cap, plenty to go. Looks like a double bottom base here. With an early buy point here, very, like right here. So this one looking pretty healthy. Up about 56%. Relative strength at 82, which is good. I say 54. Let's call it 54. And one's passable. Nothing fantastic though. And the market cap's pretty low. The 1.7 billion is pretty good. And these guys manufacture wood products and building materials for residential and commercial construction in the US and Canada, so pretty strong. Wow, Hertz is now up 18%. This thing's non-stop today, guys. What are they like in earnings? Started up 7%. It's up now 19%. 19%. That's awesome. See, I've been tracking this downtrend for a while. I actually took a position here, and it rallied, and then I got out at break even, basically. Interesting. Yeah, definitely a bull run in stocks, Eli. This is great. Zillow down 16%. Wow. Etsy up 12%. Hertz up 3.7%. Reports a smaller quarter loss than expected, but missed on sales. So I'm not sure if there's a huge short position here in Etsy. Let me check out on FinViz. Maybe there's a big short position that they're just taking off the table, and it's just going to be a one pump thing. Short float is 29%, so absolutely there's a short position. 29% short float. That means that out of all the shares that Hertz has available to trade, 29% of them are being shorted right now, which is accounting for this huge run. So let's go back and check out HTZ. Hertz is kind of one of those, it's almost like a duopoly between Avis and Hertz. And so it doesn't make sense that this thing should be super low for super long. So I've kind of been slowly keeping an eye on it. Like I said, I mentioned a position. I took a position. I got both of these going to about 40 in time. Well, that's pretty interesting there. Still pretty interesting. Break even's 28. That's doable. That's a really long-term trade, though. And that's inflated too. So check out the spreadsheet, Eli. I got a added one in there for Hertz. Look at the expiration on it. But that's a pretty big ask, I think. Let's go to the weekly, going up to 40. It's not too much of an ask. These things can have some pretty tremendous runs. Look at all this volume right there. Yeah, 21.20. Look at all that volume right down there. That's I think what really got me interested. Now that I see this again, all this volume coming off the low of 10. So this thing's not going below 10 and it's still below 20. And they ran it all the way up to basically 30. And so right now you're kind of right within that sweet spot where, if this thing could get going in the next, year or two, maybe it could have a good run on it. So I want to do an alert on Hertz here. So notice I'm not jumping on the stock that's up 20%. Usually not a good thing. Usually want to let it pause for a little bit. FIVN, Twilio, FSS, Etsy, Manitowoc up 7% today. This thing is working today. Putting in some work. You can see my trend line right there being blown through. Actually, it's not even. Looks like it was already chopping through it. If you want to draw it right there, I guess you probably could. I kind of had a mini inverted head and shoulders planned out there, but I think that's a lot more reasonable right now. Looks like Manitowoc was up higher than that for a while. So they're liking these. So Car and Hertz both up. This is the Avis Rent-A-Car, Avis Budget. So there's Avis Budget and Hertz. What other Rent-A-Car places are there? Enterprise? I don't know who owns Enterprise. Stitch Fix up pretty good, up 4%. Exxon. That's not Exxon Mobil, by the way. The symbol's just XON. Exxon Mobil's XOM. And Five Below. NetEase, very interesting right there. Very interesting on NetEase. I kind of like that. The volume, I wish the volume were a little bit more aggressive here. Looks like it has earnings tomorrow after the market. So let's set an alert here on NetEase. I do like 5. I'm just not sure about the gap. It may just base for a long time. Mylan Pharmaceuticals, Illumina obviously is always going up. CASA. CASA looks like it's bottoming. Not a typical play that I will do, but CASA looks pretty good right there. And we got Huya, which had a massive run off the IPO from 15 to 50, putting in a nice base here. Looks like it still needs some more time for this to potentially work out. You've got options coming up here in a little bit. I know, right, Eli? Kind of seems that way. Does kind of seem like that would be a prudent thing to do. I'm not sure about random though. I think you can probably pick some qualified names. Like if Hui a few months, I think would be pretty good. If this low holds right here, this one could be good. Alibaba, LPLA, advisors to the advisors to the advisors. Trimble. Interesting there on Trimble. A little bit of a base formed. So great. Ooh, this is nice. This is pretty nice. Good volume there. Good volume there. Good volume there. Still a little bit of distribution. It's going to take a while for this to play out, but Trimble looking pretty good. WDR Waddell Reed and Associates. This is one I was looking at yesterday. This one looks pretty good too. So here's back to flat on the day. It's been chopping around. Definitely has an outside day compared to yesterday on earnings. Can't go up forever. Looks like some people are interested in taking some profits. But we'll see how this ends up. We got Fizz down a little bit here. Shutterstock looks like it pulled in. or I should say pulling in. It had a good day yesterday. Generac generators. This is one I really liked out of the base here. This is probably one I should take one of those positions in. GNRC. Yeah, I've done 2 already. I think it was FFIV. I got 1 option of FFIV, and I got a few of TTMI. I think I got 2 options for TTMI, 2 calls. And so let's check out this one. All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and take this one. Okay. Huh? All right, so took that position as well. Or the other ones you mentioned, PKG and Generac. Something about PKG. Oh, yeah, because we're so low. We're just so low in this base. That's why. Looks like I don't have one for PKG set up. I think yesterday we were talking about a target for PKG was, there we go, 142, 140. Let's call it 140. The problem with this is I'm not quite sure this will take till January. Like it could break out over here in October, in November, then it could take till May for it to work out. So that's a little risky, I think. Oh crap! No, this was the one that was. Oh yeah, okay, that's January. Yeah, that's what. Okay, but yeah, still even getting to. Wow, Eli, if you go ahead and check out the spreadsheet, look at the PKG ones. Yeah, it was a bottom buy, absolutely. But yeah, look at the January PKG options. I mean, you can take the 110 and still be, so 110 is like right here. So I think that's doable. Your break even point's 117, which is right there, and that still gets you 300%. That's still pretty good right there. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that would be with the one. Yeah, with the 140 target, but your break even's 117, so your risk is relatively low. So even if it just barely rallies up out of this, you're broke even, which is, better than losing money. Yeah, I got 140 as the target. I don't have it put on the sheet. I guess I could. I probably could gamble a little bit and do the 115. So let's do that. Let's do the 115 for January. PKG. See if I have enough left in my account. Yeah, it looks like I do. Ooh, can only get one. Can't get two. Don't quite have enough. It's funny when you're fully invested. Okay. There you go, Eli. We've exhausted my cash. So 4 positions today. We'll see how that works out. But, and here's just pissing me off. KHC. Yeah, Michael, let's check out KHC. No, not interested in this one. To be honest with you, it's, I mean, you went from $100 down to $61. Well, yeah, TQQQ, that is my cash position. It's working out great. Well, I took those trades, and I agree with your sentiment yesterday, trying to get me out of my little slump here recently. So, you know, I don't mind taking the trades, but I'm not gonna pull out a majority of my account. I'm going to, you know, I want to play small right now, and then we'll build back up into bigger and better things. And then when I finally see one of my really key trades, you know, like my Boeing trade, then I'll lean in really heavy. I mean, really heavy. Okay, cool. So, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. 7:15. Gotta get the kids ready for school, and another day in the life of life. Another day in the life of life, guys. So, yeah, you're welcome, Michael. Sorry to burst your bubble there, buddy. So just to give you a clue of what I look for, Michael, I look for stocks that are breaking into highs that have very well-formed bases. In other words, a consolidation point to buy off of. People have already had a chance to sell in here, and so then it's going to be clear to go off. Like PKG has already kind of been in its base for a while and really low in the base, so I took a position there today. Generac, here's the base. It just broke out of the base. It's barely within the buy range, so it's almost where you don't want to buy it, but I took a position in this today. TTMI, also a big base breakout, a pullback, but having heavy volume here recently. I'm liking that, so I took a little position there. Fizz is kind of in a bigger, longer base that it just broke out of and is consolidating. So, I'm trying to look for things that are going higher instead of things that are going lower. Trying to play the bounce play off of the lows. That generally doesn't work out so well. Usually doesn't work out very good. So that's kind of like, I wouldn't be interested in this down here. I'm interested up here though. I'm not really interested throughout here. Maybe off of this, but you can still see even that one already had kind of had some weird action in it. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for joining me today. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.